Good morning. Sorry. Good morning. This is Fancy Nancy from FancyNancyStamps.com, and I just want to welcome you to my studio this morning. This morning we're going to be playing with Pretty as a Peach. Oh, I love that set, and not just because peaches are my favorite fruit, but because I just love the color of them, and I can't wait to play with some of our stamps and our inks. I want to remind you that this is day 10 of my 15-year anniversary celebration with Stampin' Up! And I tell you every single day that I am celebrating big time because this is a company that has just done wonders in my life in terms of friendship and creativity, and I hope I'm sharing that with many, many others. I have had a typical face-to-face business where I have had many classes in my home, as well as done many parties and craft fairs and the like. I have really enjoyed myself, but I have reached that wonderful age of retirement, and my husband and I have begun to travel. And as a result, I am splitting my business and doing a face-to-face as well as an online business. And I am looking forward to getting to know many of you just via the airwaves. I think the internet is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So I'm looking forward to getting to know you better. So as you watch, please leave me a comment so I know you have been here and I can watch for you in the future. Please share this video with your friends. I hope that I provide a class or a short activity that makes you want to sit down with stamps and ink and paper and just have fun. I want to remind you also that next Wednesday is the deadline to register for my online Fancy Nancy Card Club. It's a great, fun activity. I send a box to you every month. It's a subscription. You join, and it just keeps coming every month. In it, you will find $20 to $25 worth of Stampin' Up! Product, quality merchandise, brand new and in the catalog. You will also receive a card kit with everything you need to create 8 cards. It's 4 cards of two, oh, excuse me, I said that backwards. It's 2 cards of 4 different designs for a total of 8. And everything is cut, the embellishments are there, everything that is except for the stamp set. I will let you know in advance which stamp set I'm using. If you already have it, you're good to go. If you have one you think you could substitute, that's great too. And if you need to buy it, I will offer it to you at an 18% discount. It is a great club, and I urge you to join me. So just watch for it. Next Wednesday will be the deadline to subscribe for this month's class. The class is $36 a month. If you want to try it for just 1 month, it's a $40 fee. And again, I will make that available to you. How do you do that? By going to my blog or going to my Facebook page. I will put that in the comment section so you can find it easily. It'll have a description of the class as well as how to register. So please join me and let's see what we can put together. So let's get to today's class, or today's activity. As I said, I'm going to be using Pretty as a Peach. Let's just see what I can do. There we go. Alrighty. So today we are going to make this fun card, which is a birthday card. I have been so short of birthday cards that you'll notice I've been making a few. But it's happy birthday and have a peachy day. When you open it, it's just full of the yumminess of Georgia peaches. We grow peaches in Washington State too, and we think they're pretty wonderful. So let's just try it out. Let's see if we can put this together. I have as always, a card kit all cut out for myself. That doesn't mean I've remembered every little thing, because it seems like almost every day there's something I have to run get. But let's just see here. I have a piece of Calypso coral paper. It is cut to 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score that. Let's just see what we have here. my cutting board scoring tool is just the cutting board that we sell. I enjoy it for cutting as well as scoring. So it has two blades. The first, the darker one, is my cutting blade. I'm going to put that up to the top because, as I said, I'm just scoring. I need to score this card at 4 1/4 for my middle fold. And I also want to score at 2 1/8. And if you want to know why I just flipped that over, I didn't compute what it would be if I just kept going straight across, which I do that. So here I go at 2 1/8. And that's all the scoring we have to do for this pretty little thing. I'm going to go ahead and score it with my bone folder. You know, I'm one of those people that believes the nice crispy folds makes all the difference in the world. Okay, there we go. So now we simply have to add our layers. So what colors did I use here? Well, I have Pear Pizzazz because I thought it was just a dead-on match for the paper. So we'll go ahead and lay those 3 pieces down. This first piece is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And again, I'm just going to center it on this larger section, making sure I have an equal border around. Press it down. These are of equal size. Length is 5 1/8. Across the top, it is 1 7/8. And again, we'll just lay this piece down. I do not have somebody in mind for this card. You know, I tell you this, I always have somebody in mind for each card as I make it. This one, I haven't decided yet. My mother was the quintessential card sender. And then we have a very, very large family. And she was one of 12. And each of those children have had moderately large families. And my mother never missed a birthday or an anniversary. Well, and she, by the way, she took my card classes and she made most of the cards she sent. But we lost her very suddenly last summer, unexpectedly. She became very ill and we lost her very quickly. And as a tribute to her, my little granddaughters decided that they were going to take over Grandma's card sending. The first problem, however, is they didn't have cards. So Grandma has been providing cards, which, to be honest with you, is kind of fun. I'm going to go ahead. This is our Pretty as a Peach paper, and I have cut these pieces. So I started out with, the panel was 2 1/8. This was 1 7/8. This will be 1 3/4 across, and it is 5. This was 5 1/4. This is going to be 5 1/8. Boy, that took a little while. Sometimes the brain does not work. Well, anyway, my little granddaughters and I have been doing pretty darn well. But it does mean we send out, I don't know, about 15 cards a month. And I make them, they address them, and put the postage on them. And it's been quite a treat. And I think the family has gotten a kick out of it too, because they really can see how much that Gigi Ma, great grandma, meant to those girls. And, you know, that makes for a very special, makes the card even more special. It has been fun for me, however, because I make a lot of cards anyway, and woohoo! I'm making lots more. So I'm going to lay this piece down too. I always like to do the work on my centerpiece kind of last. So let's see what we've got here. I actually have two pieces I've got things to write on. So let's work on that. And I am going to slide just kind of a piece of paper under here. Yes, I am. And let's see, what have I got? Well, see, therein lies the first problem. I left the stamps just right next door here. My husband built my stamp room for me about, I think 4 years ago. And the cool thing about this room is that it was once a bedroom downstairs, but he opened it up. You can see that there's a sliding barn door behind me. And so that I could have a place to wash my stamps and clean up, he created a Jack and Jill bathroom between this and our guest bedroom. So it could be totally closed off, but man, I don't know what I would do without it. It's really handy. So that's where my stamps were, and I'm just cleaning them off right now, making sure everything's dry and ready to go. And we'll get to it. Okay. So I'm going to start out with using my Calypso Coral ink, and I am going to put the happy birthday on my little label. And by the way, my labels that I'm using today are from Tasteful Labels. You look in the back of your catalog, you will see that. I'm going to show you real quickly. They're probably the neatest collection of labels I could ask for. They'll be in my collection long after they leave the catalog, I can tell you that. And it's kind of like those great sentiments that we get, and I tell all of my customers, clients, friends, if you find good sentiments or good dies that provide you with frames and labels, don't ever let them go. They are worth their weight in gold. So here I go. Happy birthday for this one. There we go. And let's see here. I'm going to wait on the Have a Peachy Day. That's coming. And I'm going to move right on to the green, which I told you is Pear Pizzazz. And we're going to do two things with this stamp. This is almost like a two-step stamping. It allows us to add the peaches in a second step. But I'm going to start out by putting my peach branch at the very top, but I also want to use the little leaves on that branch to add some greenery to the front of my label, the happy birthday label. And the reason I do that is, again, I say this every time we talk, I'm Fancy Nancy, and Fancy Nancy likes lots of dimension, lots of texture, lots of blending colors, just to create more interest. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to just put a little bit of leaves, just using the very tips. It's just going to make this happier. I'm not kidding you. That's all I'm going to do. But I think you can see that it added the dimension that I was looking for. So I'm now done with my Pear Pizzazz. Okay, and I'm going to add this to the label that will go on the very front of the card. Again, I like to have layers. So this layer is cut from Calypso Coral, same as the body or the card base. There we go, and we'll add that in just a few minutes. Now back to this fun piece. First of all, I want to tell you, when you buy this set, to experiment a little bit because there's definitely an up and a down. And I'm going to show you. This little, what tells me is this looks like the stem would go right there. And this looks like it's kind of the tip, the bottom dimple of the peach. So that tells me that I know where to put it. So I'm going to start, and I want to not just have it be the Calypso Coral color. I'm going to add some other colors by using my sponges. I'm going to add some crushed curry, which is probably going to surprise you, and a little bit of polished pink, which probably also will surprise you a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is to ink up this peach stamp. So we've got lots of Calypso Coral on it, and I'm going to start out with the yellow. And so so the crushed curry, I'm going to dip it in there. I'm going to put it down the left side on each one of these. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Okay. Now I can see this, and I bet it's a little bit harder for you to see it, but already we're adding some dimension. Now I want my little peaches to look ripe and pretty. So kind of through the center, I'm just doing a little pop of this polished pink. It doesn't need more than that. I did one earlier today, and I got way too much pink on it. So just experiment as you play. And I am going to line this up because it does line up nicely. And the way I know that I'm on is really this sprig, because you don't want, you want your peach to be to the left of it. So I think I have it right now. And I do. And see the color that we have in our pretty peach? I'm still worried about too much pink. I'm going to keep working on that one because, I mean, I'm loving it, but I can even make it look more real. All right, so now we are going to, I saved this little piece of paper when I was cutting out my spots, and I'm going to add that to the very bottom. Again, more layers, more texture. Okay. I'm going to put it at the very bottom. And now I am ready to add the Have a Peachy Day. And that will be Calypso Coral. I'm going to take it to the bottom because when I close this card, I still want to be able to see it. I want to be able to see the Happy Birthday and Have a Peachy Day all at the same time. Just so you know what my plan is. There we go. Woohoo! And all the stamping is done. And when all the stamping is done, all of the ink gets closed up because it ends up everywhere. It'll be on my sleeves. It'll be on my fingers. It'll be on the paper I didn't want it on. Trust me. All right, so let's add that to our card base. We're ready for it. I'm running out of Stampin' Seal, so I'm having to really baby it today. I have my refill handy dandy right here because usually I'm right in the middle of a card or right in the middle of a class when it chooses to bite the bullet, but not today. Okay. So here we go. Again, leaving that tiny little edge. I like my cards best when my edges are not all the same width. I just think it adds more interest. It's a little bit tougher to lay it down, but it really is pretty. Okay, so folding this back up, I want to add this little tag. And so I will only put my tape on the back side of this side. So here we go. And because it's a card with movement, it's going to open and shut. And believe me, people will grab it by this label. I need to make sure that there's enough adhesive that holds it firmly. And yes, my friends, we did it. So here it is. Happy birthday. Have a peachy day. Tell me that isn't a fun card. I like it. I want to get this card. Maybe I could have my granddaughters address it to me. That would be fun. They do send me cards too, so I I don't mean to say that they should just do it to do it. Well, I am saying that. Okay, so here we go. Today is Thursday, which means I won't be back with you again until Tuesday at 10 a.m. I'm a little worried about that 10 a.m. because I know I have an appointment on Tuesday morning, but I think I will be here in plenty of time. If I'm just a few minutes late, know I'm coming. Let's see here. I want to go back and just put myself here. I'm really struggling. There we go. I'm so sorry. So Tuesday morning, 10 a.m., we will be hitting day 11. Wow. I really am going to get through 15 days. This is really exciting because in 15 days, I have learned that I do not need to spend hours designing each and every one of my cards, which I have to be honest with you, I did. And so now I give myself about 45 minutes to prepare for my live Facebook Lives because there's only so many hours in a day and I have a lot to do. The second thing I've learned was how to use this program, Switcher, so that I could create an interesting class for you. The other thing is that I really had to work at just remembering everything I want to tell you and to make sure I tell it to you in a way that you remember. So here we go. Don't forget, online club, the last day to register would be next Wednesday. The cost is $36. All you need to do is to go to my website, and I will be putting it in the comments section so that you know exactly what we're going to be doing. And is there any more ands? I think that's it. I think that I might have actually told you everything that you needed to know to get ready. So saying that, I hope you finish off the week in a way that you enjoy, that you do all the fun things that you want to do. And I'm really trying to open up my computer so I can finish. Didn't happen. And until next Tuesday, enjoy. I hope you've got sunshine and joy and not too many graduations and all those things that we have in June. And just sit down and smell the roses. It's been really nice talking to you today. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Have a good one.